Have you ever felt like your phone was listening to your private conversations? Or that the ads stalking you online know a little too much? What if I told you this goes beyond targeted marketing? Social media AI is studying how to manipulate and exploit users for profit. Well, I've been observing for the last 5 years, focusing on the intersection of technology and psychology. And I'm here today to blow the whistle on how AI and algorithms on social platforms are slowly reprogramming user brains on a massive scale. I know it sounds paranoid, but stay with me. By the end, you'll understand why experts warn that if current social media engagement trends continue, the average person will face financial ruin within 5 years. It started for me last year when I was researching buying an Instant Pot. I mentioned it in conversation with my colleague Grace when we were alone in the conference room. Now, I hadn't searched for it online or anything, but almost immediately I started seeing Instant Pot ads across all my social media. Spooky how specifically targeted it was, right? Then things got even weirder. I was thinking about getting a golden retriever puppy since it had been a lonely time working from home. I didn't do as much as a single web search on it or tell a soul. But hours after the thought first crossed my mind, an ad popped up on Instagram for a local Austin breeder selling golden retriever puppies, saying, "Only 2 left." My skin crawled, realizing it couldn't just be ads. Somehow, the algorithms knew my private thoughts before I'd expressed them anywhere. And if they had access to my subconscious ponderings, what else did they know? It turned out well. Over 87% of an average user's internet activity happens on just 5 major tech platforms: Google, Amazon, Facebook, Microsoft, and Apple. I started digging into how their AI really works behind the scenes. And what I uncovered is more ominous than anyone realizes. See, they retain a terrifying level of data about each user to funnel your content. Things like your internet browsing history, locations visited, facial analysis from your photos and videos, audio clips from interactions with voice assistants, your consumer preferences based on purchases tracked across devices and accounts, biometric data from wearables, the list goes on. Armed with thousands of intimate data points about you updated every second, their AI constructs a behavioral profile that is more extensive than you could imagine. Your unique sequence of engaging content keeps you addictively scrolling, while your emotions, habits, values, and psychological triggers are mapped to tailor your experience. The goal is to monopolize your attention indefinitely, to analyze, predict, and covertly modify your responses. And the data this predatory tracking produces is immensely profitable, to the tune of over $227 billion for the surveillance ad economy. But even more alarming are the implications of one Stanford study showing social media content can drastically shape users' worldviews and purchasing preferences without their awareness, by surgically manipulating what you see. See, AI curates your feed to spark specific emotions. Then, when you're at your most vulnerable, ads are strategically displayed for maximum impact. Over 68% of users can't even distinguish between organic posts and paid advertising anymore. One participant named Sarah noted she suddenly felt outraged and fearful of criminals lurking around every corner after her TikTok feed started featuring dramatized true crime stories nonstop. Within weeks, she purchased 3 home security systems she felt were vital for protection. Another participant, Justin, unconsciously picked up progressive political perspectives that were amplified through selective content. Soon, he began donating monthly to causes he wouldn't have cared about previously. Neither felt they were being manipulated, but they started internalizing viewpoints fed through their feeds. And research shows this brain hacking happens gradually to millions of people without conscious awareness. Scariest of all, the AI is continuously optimizing to become more persuasive, leveraging click patterns and physiological data to identify our emotional triggers. Then it tests content variations against real users to increase engagement, loyalty, and spending over time. TikTok's algorithmically amplified vapid and addictive content is systematically eroding American youth's concentration spans, cognitive abilities, and neural wiring. Experts warn this TikTok brain phenomenon is depriving developing minds of the deeper thinking and processing abilities, vital for innovation, problem-solving, and global leadership. With Gen Z attention hijacked by hypnotic feeds, the U.S. risks falling behind China and other nations in prioritizing educational content. America has dominated technological revolutions of the past by leveraging its greatest asset, human capital, but failing to safeguard our next generation's mental faculties against predatory platforms could undermine that competitive edge and leadership long-term. Through sophisticated A/B testing of posts and ads, they learn which phrasing, imagery, and angles inspire the strongest reactions. This enables incredibly precise micro-targeting and personalization at mass scale. Essentially, programmed conditioning of exactly how users think, feel, and spend. A trillion-dollar industry has blossomed around mining and auctioning off masses of personal data to platforms peddling influence. And their capabilities are advancing exponentially with recent strides in neuromarketing and AI innovation. But how does this all translate to your bank account being decimated exactly? Well, through the combined funnel effect of non-stop behavioral ads, algorithmic radicalization of beliefs without users realizing it, data brokerages selling predictions of your actions to the highest bidder, and the manufacturing of trends through influencers paid to manipulate trusting followers. This mathematically compounds engagement and spending over time by continually tightening the feedback loop of personalized content to keep you scrolling. The amount lost to impulse buys, monthly donations, unnecessary products, or overpriced services promoted on platforms where they know your weaknesses adds up faster than anyone expects. Imagine this personalized manipulation amplifying across thousands of posts over years. Experts studying social media addiction and the surveillance economy warn that uncontrolled usage poses severe financial risk for individuals, especially considering how precisely an AI with full access to your psychological profile can prod you to spend. But the scariest part? How easy it is to lose sight of how much power we relinquish through arbitrary terms and conditions we accept without blinking an eye. So I'm sharing my inside knowledge today, not to induce panic, but to empower you to take control where you still can. Stopping this runaway AI train may seem impossible when mass surveillance and viral misinformation make gripping headlines daily. But maintaining awareness of how your data and attention are exploited is the first step. Then consciously monitor your social media use, disabling tracking permissions where possible, diversifying your media diet, and verifying sources. Staying mindful of your online footprint will prevent algorithmic biases from secretly manipulating your worldview. See through the agenda behind bot trends, influencer sponsorships, and targeted ads playing on emotions. And critically assess if an endless scroll truly serves your well-being. You might not feel able to escape big tech's reach entirely today, but even small steps to carefully manage how much attention and autonomy you cede for the latest dopamine hit of a like or comment are progress. Your mind, time, and money hold immeasurable value. Don't let shrewd AI siphon that from you bit by bit. The matrix we're already living in has opened avenues for population-scale manipulation that no one could have predicted. But now that you understand the strings behind the curtain, you get to choose if you'll keep playing into it. Protect your psyche, your data, and your wallet. Because if current trends continue, the financial matrix could look a whole lot worse in 5 years.